This video is going to look at a soil profile. A soil profile refers to all the different layers of soil that are under, well, that form the ground that we walk on and that we grow things in. So because the particles that make up soil are deposited at different times and from different places, the soil forms in layers, and we call the layers horizons. So throughout the rest of this video, I will be referring to the different layers as horizons. So this is what a soil profile looks like. Now, depending on where you are, any of these sections might be bigger, smaller, there'll be different compositions, but they're all going to be there. So we're going to start at the top, and this is the O horizon. The O horizon is made up of the organic material that gathers on the top of the soil. So if you've cut your lawn, that would be like the grass clippings, or when the leaves fall and don't get raked up and they get all mushed down and broken up and decomposed. So this is before they're broken down enough to become nutrients. So you still see them as actual like blades of grass. Now, there is debate among soil scientists as to whether or not this layer should be considered part of the soil itself. Some say yes, it should be, because all the minerals that the soil needs are in that O horizon, are in that material. And others are saying, yeah, but it's not actually giving the minerals yet. Therefore, the debate rages. So on our diagram, the humus, okay, the O horizon is this up here. All right, so this area up here is what we're talking about. This is where you're going to have all of that stuff decomposing, and it's going to be a mixture of the decomposing material along with the stuff that is already decomposed. And it is that combination that is called humus. Then we have the A horizon. The A horizon we know better as topsoil. It is composed of humus, which is that decayed organic matter that we were talking about, and of course the parent material. So it'll also have like the broken down bits of rock. It is really fine texture. If you go to one of the stores and buy a bag of topsoil and you put your hand into it, what you will see is small, even grains in that handful. So it is, in our case, it's usually very dark, but it's very fine. Now, ideally, this horizon should be at least 18 centimeters deep. More depending on what it is that you're growing. But this is where we plant all the seeds. This is the horizon that all the plants are going to get most of their nutrients from. So it really does need to be about 6 inches or 18 centimeters deep. So on our image here, this part is the topsoil. So this is where we've got the parent material, so that broken, crushed up rock, mixed with the water, mixed with all the minerals that have been washed down from this section up here. And this part here is where the root systems are going to get all of their nutrients from. Then we have the B horizon. The B horizon is also called subsoil. Now, the subsoil is chunkier than the topsoil, but some of the materials that were in the A horizon, when the rain has come, it has washed some of the material from here into the B horizon. So you have some minerals and some of the parent material mixed in with that chunkier stuff that's there. Now, the nutrients that accumulate in here can be, when it gets really, really dry, called back to the A horizon. So if there's enough evaporation and enough drying occurs at this level, it will pull up nutrients and water from this level. So in that way, we say that the B horizon acts as a storehouse for nutrients for the A horizon. So here is the subsoil. You see what I mean by it being a little bit chunkier. It's not as fine as the stuff that we have up here. Okay, so this is chunkier. You'll have perhaps more clay here. Okay, then we have the C horizon. Now the C horizon has the wonderful name of regolith, which I think sounds like something out of Harry Potter. This is coarse, less weathered material. So if you think of it like broken up rock, that's really what this horizon is all about. Now, under extremely dry conditions, this horizon might provide minerals to the soil layers above. So if this has dried out and this has dried out, then the stuff that the materials and the minerals that have gone into this area, that have washed into this area, that might be called back. But the further down those minerals are, the less likely they are to get called back. Now, this horizon, for the most part, is too deep to be reached by most of the root systems. So this part here really has nothing to do with soil fertility. Soil fertility, how good your soil is, really is about these three layers up here, and most especially about these two layers. So here is our C horizon, our regolith. As you can see, it's chunkier, it's less fine-grained. Basically, it would be like I said, broken up rock. And finally, we have the D horizon. Lately, I've been seeing the D horizon also referred to as the R horizon. I'm not quite sure why, but for our purposes, we're just going to stick with D horizon. This is also called bedrock. Now, we're very familiar with the idea of bedrock because that is the layer that we want everything to sit on. And that's what this does. It's the solid foundation on which all the other layers sit. It has absolutely nothing to do with soil fertility. If you think about your meal, the plate is what allows you to eat the meal, but the plate has nothing to do with how the meal tastes, right? So the bedrock acts like the plate on which all the other horizons sit. But again, because it doesn't really have anything to do with the soil itself, it's just the foundation for it, there is some debate among soil scientists as to whether or not it is actually a soil layer. And I can understand this part of the debate, because this would be like saying, yeah, your plate is part of your dinner. Well, is it or isn't it? So this is the bedrock here. You can see it at this point, you're talking about almost solid rock. There's very, very little else here, but it sure is a nice, firm, solid foundation. Okay, so those are all the different layers. But now I do want to go over just a couple more things, okay? So at the very top, you might end up with little white grains. If you have forgotten to water your houseplants for a very long time, you might have noticed a white line that develops around the base of the plant itself. Well, those are soil salts. So salinization or calcification is the accumulation of soil salts in the soil. Sorry, that's hard to say. Soil salts in the topsoil as heat evaporates the moisture out of the soil. So that white line that you would see is the soil salts. That is the process of salinization. Then we have capillary action. Now, capillary action occurs in dry areas. Remember, I've been talking about the idea that in very dry conditions, water or minerals can be called back to the horizon above it. Well, it is that movement upward, that calling back, that is capillary action. So as surface water evaporates, it is replaced by water from further down in the soil profile. So when this part gets dry, water from here and minerals from there move up. When this part gets dry, water and minerals might move up from here to here and then to here. So in this manner, water and nutrients can move upward. So the upward movement of water and minerals is called capillary action. And finally, there is leaching. Leaching is the exact opposite of capillary action. When it rains heavily, or if there's a lot of like sand in the A horizon and it lets water through easily, then the mineral salts, the minerals themselves and the water will be able to easily move from the A horizon down to the B horizon. If the B horizon is still quite porous as well, it will go down even further. So depending on the composition of the horizons, water, minerals, and soil salts can move downward. So if it's poor quality soil, you will see that it moves down very quickly. Okay, so the downward movement of water, minerals, and soil salts is called leaching. Okay, and that is it for soil profiles. Again, if you have any questions or if any part of this was not understandable to you, please feel free to send me a question on Edsby or contact me and I will set up a one-to-one video conference with you. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.